if you've tried several different budgets with no success, we've got an approach from Stride Financial that could help you stick with it.
CEO Sam McElroy joins us now to break down how to make a financial plan you'll actually stick to. Sam, we have heard this many times. Budget, 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 budget. But for some reason, they just don't stick. Why is that?
Well, we have to remember that personal finance is part math and it's part psychology. And what tends to happen is the way that we work towards budgets, similar to the way that we work towards diets, in many instances can actually go against our natural tendencies. And it makes it really hard to stay with it.
So what do you do if you set a budget and it's not working? What's the best approach?
Yeah, so first we want to investigate why is it not working, right? Is it because there really is a mathematical issue, like just what's coming in is not enough to cover what's going out and something more strategic has to be done? Or is it more of a behavioral issue with respect to the fact that it could work, but there's other influences, things that maybe you're just not as disciplined about with respect to where you spend your money? So if you can pinpoint kind of what the root cause is, then you know at least which path you're going down to try to figure out a better solution.
So what about the psychology of it? I mean, is it something that's ingrained in us from a kid, or is it social media that's messing with our brains? Where's the psychology come into this?
So part of it is we often feel that the best way to change behavior is through sheer willpower. But the problem is, even if you can have the discipline to do that for a while, it's usually short-lived, because if you don't see results fast enough, or as soon as you make one slip up, you kind of throw the whole thing out the window. The reality is, though, we all already have things that are internal motivators, things that are driving us towards our desired outcomes. And if we can do a better job of just aligning what we're trying to do behaviorally with our internal motivators that we already have, we can find that we can really have a better purpose, and that purpose is what gives us the ability to stick with it.
Okay, so like, what's one tip to help you stick to a budget?
Yeah, so one of the best things is to first try to investigate your why. So figure out what it is that you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and why that's actually relevant for you. A lot of times we'll have very loose financial goals, like, well, I know I want to make more money. I know I want to save money, right? But how do you know if you do it? How do you know if you get there? How do you know if you're on target? But if I can take a step back and I can figure out why it is that I want to save money, what personally is motivating me, what do I want to do in the future, and if that's a strong enough internal motivating factor, then it's easier for me to do the hard work to figure out how to create the budget and how to manage it moving forward.
Okay, but some people have said, I tried that, I failed, I can't do this. What do you say to them?
Well, the reality is that's part of life, right?
Yeah,
we try something, we make a mistake, we quote unquote fail, we try something else and we relaunch. The first part is we have to give ourselves the permission to realize that that's natural and to not use it as a deterrent. Everything we do is about trial and error to a large extent, and it's about just self-motivation and progress moving forward.
Are there things financially that you can do that align better with maybe your core values, like the good habits you have that you can kind of push into your financial planning?
Absolutely. In fact, there are behavioral hacks in a way that you can sometimes utilize. So we talk about when you want to create good habits. There was a really good book that was written on this as well called Atomic Habits. And it talks about stacking habits, right? If there's things that you already do, sometimes just adding something new that you want to do onto what you're already doing as a routine is a great way to start to build that. So if you pull that into the financial world, right? If there's things that you already do well from a financial standpoint, and you can add one more thing onto that, right? Onto that train, that you can actually start to stack those good financial habits in the same way.
I feel like a lot of people want perfection, especially in this sector of their lives, finances. I got to get this right because I can't make mistakes. If I lose money, then I'm going to be broke for the rest of my life. Is perfection necessary?
Perfection is never even actually the goal. In fact, the pursuit of perfection is what detracts you from the goal. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. So it's no different than navigating any course, right? If you can understand where you are, where you're trying to go, then you can navigate or plot the course as to where you want to get there. But once you launch, it's not a straight line, so you got to have the ability to then snap back on to whatever that intended outcome was.
Pivot, got to pivot.
Right,
yeah, that's right.
Pivot. Perfection is not a thing.
Right.
All right, Sam, thank you. Grab those phones so you can scan the QR code on your screen to contact Stride Financial for a complimentary retirement risk report. You can also contact them by visiting stridefinancialadvisors.com or by giving them a call with the number there on your screen.